Hi, Leslie. You're muted. Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't get a connection here.
Hey, Angel.
And an entrepreneur.
Excellent. And Angel, what are you up to?
I published my first erotica book in February, and I am teaching classes using the OMG Yes website on women's sexual pleasure, as well as teaching classes on tapping into money through Margaret Lynch's book. So we're doing a lot of cross connection between money and sexual power for women.
Wow.
I wouldn't have thought about that, but Angel, can you say a little bit more about that? Because that might be a topic that we have to explore a little bit going forward.
Well, the short answer is, if you can't ask for what you want, how do you expect to get paid more when you go to work?
Ooh.
I'm so shocked right now. This is going to have to be a coffee break all by itself. We're looking forward to talking about that. And Lynn,
Laying down the law.
so much. I know. Lynn, thanks so much for joining us. So here we are. We're right up on 11:29. So I think we can go ahead. Hi, Keisha.
Hi, Keisha. Hi, Catherine. Hi, it's Risa, right? Hi, Risa.
Risa, yes.
Hi, Risa. Hi, Catherine. I see you connecting to audio, but you're not connected as yet. So we can't hear you as yet, but hopefully you'll be able to connect soon. Great, great, great. So yes, everybody is joining, and I did post the link again. Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Dr. Davia Shepherd. I'm your Chief Happiness Officer over here at Ladies Power Lunch. Welcome to Ladies Power Lunch Coffee Break. And these are just some really short, well, the intention is for them to be really short half hour where we bring in an expert to give us a crash course, if you will, on something that's important to us. But today we're going to go for a little bit longer, because what we want to do is we also want to do an activity while we are doing this. So today we're going to be having Leslie joining us, as well as Risa, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Canva. A lot of you use Canva in your business, right? And we are also going to be doing double duty here today, which is why we're going to go for the full hour, because I don't know if you guys realize it, but we're halfway through 2020. Yay! Or no, I don't know which one to choose. But we're halfway through, and I bet you, I could put money on this, that when you made your vision boards and your plans for 2020 last year, you may not have foreseen how things were going to turn out. So maybe, and I could be wrong, but maybe your goals might have changed or shifted or pivoted a little bit. So I thought, wouldn't this be a great idea for us to not only learn Canva, but also take this opportunity to make ourselves some virtual vision boards and get ourselves aligned for the rest of 2020 and beyond. Yes, I have very small boy children. We do watch Toy Story. So, with that in mind, I want to set the intention for this container. I want to just put it out to the universe that whatever happens during our time here together is for the greatest good, and that for those of us who join us, that the value that you're seeking, that is what you get from what we're going to be sharing. And for those of us who are presenters, that you'll be able to share to the very best of your ability. And it's the weekend, so what better way to start the weekend than to pull a card? And these are just inspirational cards. They're just cards that give us a little thought for the day. And so I'm gonna see what wonderful thought we might have that might guide us in our little vision board creation. My 10-year-old tells me, and my 5-year-old, that I have no idea how to shuffle cards, so bear with me. And this is a card that I got. I don't know if it's meaningful to all y'all, but it says, attempting to control others attracts more to be controlled. Make of that what you will, and we're gonna dive right into our talk about Canva. So joining us this morning, we have Leslie and, say your name.
Oh,
Risa.
Risa Borsykowsky.
Got it. Okay. I don't want to make a mistake because my name is Davia and I've been called everything that is not Davia. So I really, really do try not to botch everybody else's names. But thank you so much for joining us. And Leslie, would you just tell us a little bit about what it is that you do when you're unmuted, though?
Slight detail, right?
Slight
Minor.
detail.
Thank you. So what I do is I have an online health and wellness business, and I market health and wellness products. And so I sell products, but I also teach others how to have their own online business. So a lot of what I do is virtual. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about why Canva would be important for you in your business.
It's important for me, and I think so many people today, because most of us are using virtual tool, we're working virtually. But what I do a lot with Facebook. So I use Canva to create Facebook headers, headers for events and groups. I use it to make like branded images. So like if there's a product that I have that I want to showcase with some text, I'll create something with that. If there's like a sale or if there's something I'm promoting, then I can create it using, images through my company, but also put my twist on it, what I want to showcase. Any kind of social media post with, in my, news feed. So Facebook, but it also goes for Instagram. It could be for Pinterest. Facebook stories, that's a different type of image and it's a different size. So that's something that you want, that you could use it for. So stories, and you can put in video in it too. Canva has so many different options. It's really evolved over the past few years. I also make invites because I do events, either events for Zoom or events on Facebook or Facebook Live. So I'll create invites that don't need to be printed, but I want to send digitally. I also create images that I want to text to people, and also use it for my emails because I feel like images are more powerful, especially in like an email or in a text, that people will respond more. So I use them just in my emails to create interest, depending on what it is I'm doing. So that's just some of the ways that I use it.
Okay, that sounds so interesting. Certainly I do use Canva for some of those things, but you've mentioned some functionality that I have not explored. So I'm looking forward to learning more about what Canva can do for us. Risa, tell me a little bit about why you like Canva.
I think Leslie covered it all. I use Canva for all of the reasons that she uses it. I'm a website designer and graphic artist, and owning an e-commerce website, I would have weekly newsletters. And like Leslie said, it's great to have a graphic in your newsletter, so it's just not paragraph after paragraph of text. I use it for Facebook banners, YouTube banners, Facebook posts, creating ads, and invitations. My son, when he's 16 now, when he was 13, he designed his own invitation for his bar mitzvah, which I thought was amazing. Then we sent it to Vistaprint to have printed. So that was really, really special. It's great for logo creation. And what I'm using it for the most now is teaching others how to use Canva. I became a teacher on OutSchool. On May 12th, it was Angel who told me about OutSchool a year ago, and then she reminded me of it again probably about 2.5 months ago. And the kids love learning Canva. What I love about Canva is there is a paid version, which is $10, it's $13 a month, or if you pay monthly, or it's $10 a month if you pay up front, if you pay for the whole year at once. But the free version is amazing. I mean, there's so much functionality in the free version, but because it's free, it allows me, since I teach on OutSchool, it's great to have a free program to teach kids. And since there are like hundreds of things that you could do with it, a lot of them are intuitive once you know where the buttons are. And I taught kids from 8 years old to 17 years old. As of this morning, I will, by mid-July, I'll have taught 138 kids how to use Canva. So whatever the age is, and I've done free classes from 8-year-olds to adults.
Well, you're going to have to treat us like we're 5-year-olds. So this might be a whole different ballgame for you.
So I think it's a treat because, and they have templates. The templates make you a pro right away because you just take their beautiful templates, just change some colors, change some words, and you have an amazing looking graphic.
Okay, so I'm really glad to have you on today because you're an expert at this. You're not only using it for your graphic design business, which we'll talk about a little bit at the end and give you an opportunity to tell us about how we can contract you to help us make our lives look more beautiful, but also you've been teaching this, so you already know how to break it down. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the do's and don'ts that you would recommend when it comes to using Canva?
I'm not sure if there are too many don'ts. I think maybe just having a good design sense, like some design rules, like don't use more than 2 to 3 fonts in an image. If you're using one curly script font, you don't want another one. So that's one rule. It's not a Canva rule, it's a design rule. If you have a picture of a person in your graphic, you don't want them facing out. They should be facing in. So if they're on the left side of the graphic, they shouldn't be looking left. They should be looking in. And there are features in Canva to flip a photo. If you definitely want it on the left and they're facing out, just flip it around so that they're looking in. I think that might be it.
And what about do's? Anything that you think people might be overlooking when they're using Canva?
The do's that I recommend is sometimes you might have a beautiful photo in the background and you want to put words over it, and the words conflict with the background, so you might not see the words too well, especially if it's busy. But what I love to do is put a shape behind the words. So there's the background, I put a shape, a circle, square, or rectangle, and then I put the words on top of it. But since I don't want to take away from the photo in the background, I'll add some transparency to that shape behind the words, so the words pop out, but you still see the beauty of the background. So that's a trick that I love. I love adding borders to shapes. And I think that's it for the do's.
Are there any any other plugins, any other technologies that you find that work really well hand in hand with Canva, or any sort of hacks that you would recommend that we give some attention to?
I cannot think of them. I think if I speak about them now, it would just be abstract, like there's layering, there's positions. Sometimes when you add a lot of things, one thing overlaps another and you want to bring it forward. So there's things called positions. Getting things perfectly center. If you want something off center, that's fine. But if it looks like it's supposed to be center and it's off a little bit, it should be centered. So there are tricks for that, of how to make something perfectly centered.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to hand over to you and give you an opportunity to help us to see how to use Canva. I'm going to give you control so that you can share your screen and that sort of thing. There we go. All right. You should have control now.
Okay. So for today, we're specifically going to do, is it vision boards only? I mean, there's so much you learn with vision boards, but I thought maybe I would just give a brief intro. I know it sounded like several of the women here already do use Canva.
Some do, some definitely
so maybe
do.
I would just do, everyone should get, because this will be a working session too. So if you don't have it yet, you should go to canva.com to get the free version of Canva. You can always upgrade in the future. But I believe Canva does something that's a little deceptive. It says sign up for the pro version for a 30-day free trial. But if you want to sign up for the 30-day free trial, you'll have to enter your credit card. So I would just get out of that. You only want the free version. If it asks for your credit card, you're going down the wrong path in Canva. So maybe while I'm talking now, sign up for your free account so that when we switch it over for a working session, you are ready to go. Okay, Deborah, you've played with it so far. Okay, share screen. Let me get into it now. I'm just going to do some setting up here now that I shared my screen, so that I work with 2 screens. And there is a Canva app for the phone. Since I have 2 screens, I like to work big. You can work on your phone, and which is great if you're on the train or the bus or the plane, but and you can work on your phone now. Buttons are in different places and it doesn't have all the functionality. But for the purposes of this, and you could do it on an iPad, but I prefer working on a computer. So as I work, since I have the 2 screens going, if you have a question in the chat, I might not see it. So just unmute yourself, because sometimes if I'm just moving a little bit too quickly, but I'm going to open up the chat anyway. So if one of you could just give me a thumbs up. Do you see my screen that says design anything with a yellow banner? Okay. I was teaching 2 weeks ago, and after like 3 or 4 minutes, somebody said, we're looking at your emails. So I like to check in. So this is what everybody should see when you get to canva.com. And there are a lot of templates here. So these are predefined sizes of the most commonly used designs that you will create. So Instagram post, it's a square. Facebook post, and I'll just click on it now. So Instagram is a square. A Facebook post is a rectangle, almost a square. Another popular template that you would use is Facebook cover. So this is what's on the top of Facebook. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but you could right click to see the huge, just do the right over. If you're doing logos, business cards, invitations, you could design t-shirts on here. And one thing relatively new about Canva is that they have a print feature also. So straight from Canva, like in the past, you would have to download the image and then upload it to Vistaprint or Shutterfly or anywhere. But they do have that option to print, and some of the prices are really reasonable. For example, for the vision board that we are going to design today, you could do it 8x11, but I think a really nice size is the poster size, which is 18 inches by 24 inches. So that's this size. It's reduced. You want to look on my bottom right, it's 31%. So you can increase the percent, but just 100% won't fit. You know you picked a template that prints. When you look up here on the top right, it says print posters. One thing that I find is strange is that for my own personal vision board, I like it to be landscape, not portrait. For some reason, they only allow you to, they only have the poster template, which is this dimension. If you reverse it, do 24 inches by 18, it will not allow you to print directly from Canva. I've been meaning to write to them to say that just seems wacky to me, but it's also cheap. So if you click on print posters, what size, 12 by 16, if I want 18 by 24, it's $7.50 with free shipping. So I think that that's a great price. So hopefully by the end of today, when you work on your vision boards, you're ready to print it. So not only did you do it, you actually printed it, although some of these things take time. I'm going to hop back, but Davia, if you could just let me know, I'm here on Long Island. It's a 11:45. If you could give me an idea of how much time we have. I know the class, it ends at 12:30. So
right. So you wanna give us about 5 minutes at the end for wrap up, so that we can have you talk a little bit about how to connect with you if we need some professional services.
Okay, and I was wondering, was Leslie also going to do a Canva presentation, or I am?
You're gonna do the Canva presentation. I just needed Leslie to give us a little bit of a weigh-in on how the real entrepreneur out there is feeling about using Canva.
Okay, so I'm going to do a few minutes. Let me just open up. This was the Facebook post. And if you have 2 devices, if you're watching me on an iPad and you're following along, you could follow along now. But since there will be a working session, I'll walk you through this when I switch it over to you. But this is a Facebook post, and you could see over here all the templates that Canva gives you. So although I do create a lot of graphics from scratch, I also use these templates, which are really so beautiful. So you could click on any of them, and you just swap out. I mean, this is a beautiful one. You swap out the words over here, you swap out the photo, and then you have a really beautiful graphic. I'll just click on a few more. just to see how you could start off great right away. They added a video behind this, and that's pretty cool. That's beautiful. So here are a few of these. So these are Facebook post templates. Also, you could search templates. So let's say it's Halloween. You want to create a Halloween sale. Then all the Halloween graphics will appear. So I'm just going to close this. You could see it's more rectangular than square. These are Facebook graphics templates. This is Instagram. So here are some Instagram templates. And you could change so many of these things. Like this color is, anytime you click on an element, there's a toolbar up here that's correlated to the element that you select. So right now I'm clicking on this orange area. You could tell I'm clicking on it because it turns blue. I don't know if you could see it. I could change the color over here. A toolbar appears here where I could change it. Let me change it back to where it started. I think it started, oh no, it started orangey. The words. I could click on the words and now the text toolbar appears up here, which allows me to change the font. So this font is called Borsykowsky. Okay, so I could click the down arrow, which should look familiar whether you're working in emails, Microsoft Word, Google Docs. You click on it and then you have a whole choice of fonts. I want to point out that when you see, actually I'm in my pro version. I'm going to go back to my free version just so that I'm on the same playing field. But when you see a crown, that means you have to have pro to use it. And if you accidentally click on it, a box will pop up. But there are so many. You could see that there are so many without crowns. And here, this is where you could change the font to whatever you want. A neat thing about Canva is that you could specify a style font that you want. For example, if this was Halloween, I could type in scary and it will show me scary fonts. So here's Creepster.
Ooh.
Abyss. I thought I saw some other scary ones. That's scary. You could type in script font. Script. Some of these are really beautiful. These were just added. So Canva is always adding things. So that is how you work with templates. You start with something that they have at every element. You can see every element that's clickable, you could change. So this is to Canada. I mean, you could change this to, let's see, I could say July 4th celebration. And then I could change these over here. You could see this is the Oswald font. And I could change these little flowers. So now I'm going to jump in now to a vision board because you could play around with all of these. And we could go deep and there are so many features, but I'm going to close this. Let me just get out of here. I want to make sure I'm in my free version. This is my paid version. Oh, you know what? I'm in my paid version. I'm just going to go to my free version. I was signed into both at the same time, but sometimes that confuses Canva and it kicks me out of one. So for our vision board today, I'm going to click on poster. And the big thing that we do in vision boards, I'm going to make it a little bigger. It's 31%. My screen could probably hold 50%. Well, the big thing about vision boards are pictures. You're going to fill the vision board with all your dreams and desires. So I'm going to, as an example, show you my dreams and desires and how I'm going to make that work. Now you can, if you wanted to print straight from Canva, you have to make it 18 inches by 24. I just want to show you that you could also, if you want to print it on your own, I believe presentation might be it landscape, or you could do creative design on the top right, because let's say you're doing packaging design or something and you just do not see your size here. Like I once did a packaging design, it needed to be 5 inches by 5 inches. So you might click on custom dimensions and here you could add your sizes. I just want to point out that the first thing you need to do is change the dimensions. It comes in pixels, inches, millimeters, or centimeters. So here I would change it to 5 by 5 and then create new design. But for this exercise, we are doing the poster. There are templates here, but we're doing a vision board. The first thing I'm going to do is click on photos. Let's see. You see some in the chat? Okay. Canva has thousands of pictures in their database. So if I wanted to have if I wanted to go to the Caribbean, if that's part of my vision board, Caribbean, the ones with the crowns, those are pro. But here's a free one. Here's a free one too. So I could just click on it, and now this picture is added to my vision board. Keep in mind that although it looks okay here, it's really 18 inches wide, this picture, and I want to fit in a lot of them. I want to show you what you could do with photos. The first thing you could do is rotate. On the bottom, there are those arrows. You could click on it and rotate your picture, which is pretty cool. When you're doing a collage, like I did one vision board with it where everything was straight. I just put 4 photos down the left, a few down the middle. But whether it's a photo collage or a vision board, sometimes it's nice to just rotate your photos. This is how you would make it smaller. You grab a corner, click on your mouse, and make it smaller. Also with photos, you could see the photo toolbar has appeared. So I told you before you might want to flip an image. So here's flip horizontal. I'm going to flip it back. You could also crop your image. So if it's a picture of you or your family or whatever, there's just a picture you like and you want to get rid of something on the left or the right, you could just drag it in. And this is how you can make it smaller. And it's always good to know the undo button. It's up here. So I'm going to undo all of this. I'm going to make this smaller. I'm going to add in a few more images. So I want to go to the Caribbean. Does anyone want to unmute yourself and tell me a dream of yours to put it on my vision board? Davia, what's a vision of yours that you want one day?
So the vision board that I'm working on today with all of us together is a vision board for Ladies Power Lunch. So we're going to be putting on it our, and I'll post it in the chat in our Facebook group later. I'll be putting on it our logo, which is our butterflies on the wall. I'm going to be putting on it pictures of us publishing our book, and pictures of us speaking on stage, and pictures of us all together on retreat, and just being absolutely happy together. It's always somewhere different. The last one we had was in Bermuda. The one that we had to cancel because of COVID-19 was supposed to be in Mexico. So we're looking at going to Senegal next when things open up.
Wow.
So lots of things, lots of places.
Okay, I'll add butterflies to symbolize butterflies.
Beautiful.
Also, I want to point out that these are all photos, so the photos are real. If you click on elements, that's where it will show you, what's the word? Like, what, I forgot what these images are called. I don't know if they're called vector images. Leslie, maybe you know what they're called. These are clip art. I think it's called clip art.
Clip art. Mm-hmm.
Clip art. So here's clip art picture. So this is a beautiful butterfly.
That's a nice butterfly.
It's a beautiful butterfly. I could rotate the butterfly. I'll have this butterfly face in. I just want to point out, like just when I showed you the templates and how you could change the background color, you know what you could do with an element if you see something up here. Like right now, the colors of the butterfly are black, aqua, and blue. If I want to make it pink, I could just click on that blue and make it pink. Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, that's even better.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's also good for layering. This clip art stuff is good if you just want one element to just go on top of everything and not have the pictures overlap. You just want the butterfly, not the background, you know?
Right. So this is the butterfly here. I just want to show you, so now I'm creating my picture. Let's say this is facing this way, this is facing that way. I was telling you about something that's good to know before we even got into Canva, and that's layering. This photo, I added one first, so that would be on a bottom layer. Then I added on this butterfly photo. Let's say I want this picture of the Caribbean to be above the butterfly. I would click on it, and there's a button here called Position. I would bring it forward.
Nice.
I'm going to push it back because I think the butterfly picture, that sort of dead space there, it's just black. I'm going to bring the butterfly photo there too. And now another thing that's important on vision boards, I mean, keep that butterfly there. Maybe I could add a lot of butterflies. I'm going to add a lot of butterflies. What I could do is, instead of bringing in this butterfly one at a time, there's a copy button up here, duplicate. I'm just going to click it a few times. So now I have a few butterflies on my screen. And then I could rotate them. I could change colors. Now, I want to show you text, because on my vision board, you might have words up there like $10,000 a month, $1 million a year, whatever the big dollar value is of your dreams. So it's good to have, you know, fun with friends, or retreat 2021, whatever it is that you want to say. So I'm going to show you words, but before that, I want to show you how to add a background. Like, this is a white background, and it's fine. If you click on background over here, you could add a background, a solid background to your picture. Or you could put in a picture. So I could type in beach. And here are lots of beach backgrounds. That's pretty. So it fills up the background. It might get a little busy. I'm thinking for a vision board, it's probably good to have just a solid color, whether it's black. I'm going to put it back to white. Also, now I'm going to move on to text. So there are a lot of buttons here to explore. We're not going to get into all of them now, and I'm only going to go for about another 5 minutes before we turn it over to a working session. So there are photos, which I just showed you. Elements, there's a whole world in elements. You could add videos, but now I'm just going to click over to text. So there are text templates that you could use. And you might use these in graphics that you create, and they show you great combinations of text. So like I said, you shouldn't really use more than 2 to 3 fonts at a time. These have great combinations. And there are so many. I'm just going to click on add a heading right here. There are so many that you could really take a lot of time checking out all of them. So if you don't want to spend a ton of time, I'm just going to change this color to black so you see it. If you don't want to take a lot of time looking for the perfect font, that's when I say, look at these. I scroll down and I say hugs and kisses. I don't necessarily want to use this in my graphic, but I might say, what is that font of hugs and kisses? So I will just going to click and drag this out of the way. I add it on here. I just click inside. I'm clicking in there, and it's called Fredoka 1. So now I can get rid of it. I'm going to press undo to get rid of it. So now I could change this. So this is just plain text. Now I know I can highlight it, go over here. I'm going to type in F-R-E-D. I think that was it, Fredoka 1. So now I changed that to Fredoka 1. Just going to move this down so you can see me playing with text. These have text come in at different sizes. So add a heading, subheading. I'm not totally sure what the point is of all these 3 options, because any option, you could make any size. So I could drag the corner and make this small also. So even though it comes in big, just drag the corner. I could also manually give it a point size. 28, that's pretty small. I'll make it 64. I could also change the color. Here's that A, so you could change it to any color. Sometimes you have to highlight the words to make it change. Sometimes you don't. I also want to point out to some of you, if you have branded colors that you want to keep consistent throughout your logo, throughout your graphics. Over here, you see that there are, I forgot how many there are, 25, 2, 4, 6, there are 24 preset colors. If you click on here, new color, it allows you to fine tune the color that you're in. But I want you to look down below here. This is a 6-digit code. It's called a hex code. So if you have an office or whatever it is, you're making posters and there it is, has your blue. You know what, I'll say purple. Let's say this is a purple that you love. This is the hex code, C7935A. So although I'm working with a free version of Canva, whether you're using Illustrator, Photoshop, any program, this color, C793FA, will always be this color purple. It's just a universal code. So that's how you could more fine tune your colors. So I'm going to add words to my images. So if I want to add this here, if I say over here, oh, my cap's lock on, retreat in Bermuda. I'll drag that down here. I want it to match the slant of my photo. So I will do, just rotate that, put it over my image. You could even put it on top of your image, but then you have to change the color. Maybe I would change it to white. And then maybe I'd make it bold, like that. Actually, my angle isn't exactly perfect. I'd have to play with it a bit. But that's how you add words. So before I switch it over to you, let me move this, moving it up. You may not find photos that come in Canva. Also, I told you the prices of the Pro version. You don't have to sign up for Pro to get Pro images. So let's say you absolutely love this Pro image. You know that it's Pro because it's putting those watermarks on it. But if you still want this image, when you go to print it or download it, it will give you the option to buy it, and it's $1. So you could just do one-off things, buying the images. But let's say you don't see photos here that you love. You could go to the internet, you could go to Google, and one of my things on my vision board is a lake house. So I'm going to Google, I'm clicking on images, and my lake house is here, somewhere. Here it is. This is my lake house. As you could see, it is a gorgeous lake house. I love it. So I want this image, so whether it's a car or whatever. I'm going to right click. I don't know how to do this on a Mac. I think you hold your mouse down. I'm doing right click and I'm doing copy image. I'm going back to my poster here. Let me get rid of this. And on Canva, well, I'll show you. You could do copy paste. Canva does not want you to do the right click paste. It wants you to use the quick keyboard strokes. So paste is Control V. So I'm going to do Control V. And here's my lake house. I can make it bigger. On my vision board, this is, I printed this out at CVS and I made it an 8x10. It's the biggest thing on my vision board. So here is my gorgeous lake house that I could rotate. So before I switch this over to you, I just want to tell you two more things. You might have images on your phone or on your computer that you want to drag in. So you don't want to get it from the internet and Canva doesn't have it. Then you would click on this Uploads button, upload an image or a video from your computer, and then it allows you to browse to your computer to get it. So here, I find the image, open, and it's uploading it. So you could get images from your phone, images from the internet, or I just want to point out that once you upload the photo, it's under Uploads, not under Photos. If it's on your phone, what I just did is when I clicked Upload, it did it from my computer. So you can either email the photo to yourself so that it's on your home computer, or another way is if you have Canva app on your phone, although I never use Canva on my phone, one very handy functionality of it is that you could open the Canva app on your phone, and then there's a plus sign, and you could say add image, and then it'll say allow Canva to access your photo roll from your phone. You could say yes, scroll to that image, then add it to your Canva image on your phone. You could close it, and then you could open it up on your computer, and it will be there in your picture. One more thing, I want to show you how to download. So let's say you wanted to get it to Facebook. This does link to Facebook. So I could click on Facebook, Twitter. I do not believe it could link to Instagram. But let's say you want to download it to your computer, you'll click download. And there are several options. I could explain all of them, but I'll just tell you now. I would pick JPEG, small image, and then download. If you have more than one page, so now I have 2 pages. If I do download, it'll show 2 pages. Select the page that you want, and then do download. If you don't, I'm sorry. If you don't, and there are multiple images in there, multiple pages, it will zip the file. I think zip files are a pain. I mean, it has its place. If you want to send 20 photos to somebody, it's great that they all come in one file that you unzip. But I prefer to download them one at a time for our purposes here. So for the time that we have left, I'd like you to minimize the screen that we're in now, minimize Zoom, open up your own Canva, and then I'm going to walk you through creating your own vision board. So I know I went quickly, but I hope that you just take this time as you're doing it to just unmute yourself and just say, how do you change the text? How do you change the color? Or anything like that. Okay, so everyone minimize, and then if you could give me a thumbs up, a real thumbs up, or the emote, the reaction, just to let me know that you got into Canva, that you were successful at minimizing Zoom, because some people have trouble toggling between 2 applications. So just let me know when you could minimize Zoom, get to your Canva page, sign up if you didn't do that yet, and then I'm going to follow along. And if you're doing another kind of graphic, that's fine. You could apply these skills, whether you're doing an Instagram post, a Facebook post. But for this, you're going to look for, you might have to click the right arrow until you get to the word poster. Open it up, and then just give me a thumbs up to let me know when you are there or if you need help getting there. And we're going to have about 10 to 15 minutes to work on our vision boards. So hopefully, I know the goal isn't to finish it right now, but just to become familiar with adding photos and adding text.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a picture, but it's not the perfect size for the poster. Is there, I know I can, you know, drag the edges and to make it bigger, but is there a function where I can just click on that and have it fill the page?
Yes. What you want to do is go to background. When you click on the background button, it by default, it fills up the whole screen.
Okay.
So you might have to find that same picture under background. What I have found is that there are way more pictures under photos than under background. So let's say you're looking for a parrot for the background. There might not be a parrot under background, but you might find a parrot under photos. So if you don't find what you like under background, you find it under photos, then you do manually have to drag the edges to make it fill up the whole screen.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So once you develop your, whatever you're doing for your graphic, like for example, I'm doing a Facebook cover and I got it all together and then I go to put it into the Facebook, you know, the top of the page for the group and it doesn't fit. So it's too big. So can I, it doesn't seem like I can go back. Like, is there a way for me to change the size that I originally selected? Do you know what I'm asking?
I know what you're asking. So you
Yeah.
picked the size, maybe you clicked on poster or presentation, and
Correct.
it's not really Facebook. Canva Pro allows you to resize. Canva Free does not. So you're going to have to,
I'd have to recreate it.
you'd have to recreate it, yes.
Okay. Unless I'm using Pro. Got it.
Unless you're using Pro, right? That's a feature of Pro.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
while you are working on that, and is everybody able to get into Canva now? Yes, Leslie.
I just want to confirm, I'm on the poster. I'm picking collage as a collage as that's one of the templates, actually, if anyone wants to know. But I think it's super cool to do a vision board. But so it's got to be 18 by 24 in order to print it?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know that it will let you print it when on the top right it says print posters.
Yeah.
Does it
Somehow
say
I got
that?
there. Yes, it says print posters, yeah. And then it just gives me the cost and delivery in business days and stuff.
So under creative design, there's an option for collage?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I think the collage is 8 by 10. I think I looked at that.
Well, it said what size, so why would they give me the option?
Really, my size for collage says 25 centimeters by 20 centimeters.
Where would I know what size it is?
The only way I know the size is when you're still on that home page of Canva.
Okay, I mean, I'm on it and
I'm going to click on photo collage and I'm going to pretend that I want to print it. I'll do print.
Maybe
you know
it's,
what?
is this only for Pro?
No, I'm sure that the print feature, I'll have to play around with that.
Okay.
While you are working on your designs, I want to tell you and show you about a feature in Canva Pro that's really cool and you might find a use for it. There's a feature called background remover. Leslie, did you discover background remover?
I think I've used that before.
It's really cool. So let's say it's a picture of you. I'm going to open up my paid version of Canva. So whether you're sitting at a beach or whatever it is, it removes the background. So some people, when you're creating your Facebook banners or just any of your posts, you want to superimpose you on top of something, it perfectly gets rid of the background. So there is really cool functionality for that.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's really only giving me this tiny little space to do this in.
Are you on a phone?
No, I'm on my, it's the page is just a small square.
It could be that you need to maximize, and you went to it through a browser, right? Whether it's Chrome or Internet.
Yeah, yep. I went through Chrome. Yep, and I'm on the. It just isn't going to let me resize it.
Do you have it maximized so it's filling up your whole screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing could be that the percent is small of the design. So when you see that tiny little square, sort of on the bottom right, it might say 14% or.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yep. Okay.
What happens when you click on it and make it bigger?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, great.
All right, that was the problem. Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mine looks like an 8 by 10. Is there any way that I can get it sort of landscape? Or do I have to set that up at the beginning?
You have to set that up at the beginning. But if you're doing, did you specifically want it to be that size? Because if you're doing a vision board, it could be smaller, but you need to start with that template right off the bat. If you had Canva Pro, it would allow you to resize, but if you don't have Canva Pro, you have to start all over.
Start all over. Okay.
Yes, yes. If anyone could toggle, you know what, I'll wait till sort of the end to show you the cool background remover tool. But I do not want to take away from you working on this.
Yeah, definitely show us that because I really want to use that to be able to like.
It's super cool. Well, you know what I want to point out to you? I'd like everyone to give your file a name. And I tell the kids this when I teach this, I forget it every time. I wish there was a pop-up that said name your file. But on the top, mine says Untitled Design Facebook post, or it might say Untitled Design Poster. Hopefully you see that. That's where you give it a name. If you don't give it a name and then you go to download it, it will be called untitleddesign.jpg. It's only usually when I do that that I realize I need to give it a name. I want to point out that Canva automatically saves your files every few seconds. So although there is a button on the top, it says File, and you can do Save. Mine always says All changes saved. When you're working on design, I would create a new file, a new template for every design. You could keep working in the same file and keep doing add new page, add new page. But I like to create different files for every graphic. Yes, Leslie, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I was just looking.
When we're done with this, I want to tell you where to find all of your designs. It's back on the home page of Canva. You go to canva.com, back where you started, and on the left, there will be a link that says Your Designs. Then it will be there. I would name my files good file names so that you remember it. So if you're creating a calendar, calendar 2021, or vision board, I wouldn't do Canva class #1 or my design #1, because if you're doing invitations or birthday graphics, you might want to reuse that graphic at a future time. And I mean, I've probably created 1,000 graphics by now. So it is handy to be able to type in calendar or July 4th sale ad, and then it will bring up all of your files with that name.
This, why, okay, so I make my screen, I change it from the 17%, and then it just throws the big picture on the screen and fills the whole page. It's not very.
Didn't you have choices there? Like,
Oh, I need choices. It just threw it up there. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Whatever that percent was, try a smaller percent.
But no, regardless, when it puts the picture up, it fills the page.
Oh, you mean the background image?
Whatever. Yeah.
If you
want whatever picture I choose, it fills whatever it.
What button are you clicking on to get that picture? Are you on the background button or on the photos button?
Photos.
And it's just filling up the whole page?
Yep.
So if you switch over to me, if I clicked on this sunset, you're saying it just filled up the whole screen?
Yep.
When you click on, does it allow you to click on it? And do you see circles on the corner?
Nope. Isn't that weird? And then if I do, and then it moves me to this screen that says something about I can escape to get back.
Press escape to get back. I think you're in view mode. I think you're viewing your image full screen. Press escape.
I know. Isn't that weird? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like an idiot.
Are you know what, Lynn? Davia, could I ask Lynn to share her screen?
Oh, yes. No, it's okay. You don't have to do that.
No, because I want to walk you through this.
All right, I'm gonna give you permission, Lynn. Hang on 1 second.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm really sure. I want you to have the best possible.
It will help us all.
While you're doing that, I just wanted to show you, my son took Risa's class about 3 months ago and created his own design.
Oh my goodness!
And his sweatshirt came in 2 days ago with that design on it.
Oh, that is so cool.
All possible from Canva.
You know, I didn't even know that there was a t-shirt template until I was talking to one of my kids who I'm teaching. And you know what, I want us to be mindful of the time. We have 8 minutes left. So when I asked the kids, what have you been doing since last week? One girl said, I designed a t-shirt for my friend. I'm like, how? She's like, there's a t-shirt template there. So
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yes. So Lynn,
now why don't you go ahead? No, it's I'm probably not even going to be able to do this.
Okay. Well, if you can't do it, I'll try to walk you through it anyway.
I'll try.
What if you just, on the left, do not click on the photo and drag it onto your canvas. What if you just clicked on the photo? What happens?
That's what I did.
And it fills up the whole thing.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll figure it out.
That is weird.
I just click on, click on the, Okay, no, I just figured it just worked this time.
Okay, okay.
But I can't, now that I'm working at the 17%, but I'll just work on, just.
Well, 17%, mine goes up slowly. I have a choice, 10%,
I'll work
25%.
Yeah, I'll work at 50%.
Yeah, try 50.
It doesn't give me space. So yeah, that's all good. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going
Okay.
to need to end this sharing session in a few minutes, but if any of you want to flip away from your design, I'm going to go to, I think I'm in my, I'm not sure which version I'm in. Oh, is this my paid version? Huh. Okay, I'm in my paid version now. I just want to show all of you something. Oh wait, I didn't want that size. I just want, let's see, a Facebook post. I'm going to drag in an image that I already have. This is a picture of me, and there's all kinds of photo editing tools. I'm not going to show you them, but there are effects, filter, adjust. Anyway, I'm clicking on my photo. I'm clicking on the word effects. On the very top, it says background remover. So now you see the beach and the sand are behind me. I'm clicking on background remover. And now it just removed the background. So if I'm creating so now I can add whatever background I want. I could size myself. So if I wanted the background to be beach, I'll click this one. So now it's like I could be saying, come join me for our safari, or exotic safari. Well, no, safari is in the forest. Or join us on our desert hike. So you could see what it's doing. It's superimposing me over the background. So that is very cool. It's a cool feature that you could do with Pro. I also want to show you, you could save your file. So you give it a name and download it. You could also share it. So if you click on this share button, this allows you to email your image to somebody. So it's not a download, so it doesn't become a file. If you click on share, you type in an email address. You have to press enter. So this is if you're doing a cute birthday graphic to somebody, or if you're inviting somebody over to your house for a barbecue, we wish there were big parties, but you have to press enter, then you could do send invites. I want to point out that there's an edit mode and a view mode. Edit is good for kids or people who are collaborating. If you shared it with me in edit mode, I could work on your graphic. You want to do view mode, because if you want to send it to somebody who does not have Canva, it has to be view mode. If you send it in edit mode, then they'll get a message saying cannot open. So it is 12:25. I know, Davia, you want to switch it back to, I'll click stop sharing.
One question before you sign off, Risa.
Excuse me?
I just have a question about backgrounds on logos.
Yes.
What if you have, is there a capability in Canva to remove the solid background if it's white to make it transparent so you can apply it anywhere else on the design?
I would probably click, I'm trying to think why there would be a white background to begin with.
So if someone has as their logo background white instead of having it be transparent, I know some files that I have, the logos come over as an EPS.
Oh, this is when you're working with somebody's
yeah.
giving you their logo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have to try background remover on that. I never tried that.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Risa?
Yes.
And you said that the removal of the background is for only on the Pro account, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Or you could email it to me and I could remove the background.
No. And wait, what's the cost for the Pro account? I mean, I heard it's not that much money though.
The Pro, if you pay for the whole year up front, it's $10 a month, so it's $120 a year. If you pay monthly, it is, I believe, $14.95 or $15.95 a month.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, I think it depends what you do, but it could be,
Right. Also more fonts. I mean, there are so many fonts, more photos you could use. But I hope everybody learns it a lot in a little bit amount of time, or just to know that there's so much potential with Canva that, this is just a starting point. but just to click around and explore everything.
And I
They're
just
amazing.
want to let everybody know that Risa is a member of our Ladies Power Lunch group now. So you can tag her in the group and you can ask her questions. She is so awesome and so kind to spend part of her holiday weekend with us, teaching this stuff to us. Risa, just before you go, any final words about how, if somebody wanted to work with you professionally, how they would get in touch with you?
My website is rb3webdesign.com.
Would you mind posting it in the chat?
Oh, sure, I'll put it in the chat. So I do graphic design, I design websites, and the latest thing that I am just loving is I am teaching on OutSchool, where I just have to show off and brag in case anybody is interested. As of yesterday, I didn't look at my spreadsheet today. I had one student on May 12th. I have 137 students now, so that was only 6 or 7 weeks. By the time I am done teaching those 137 students on July 16th, I'll have made $7,000 on OutSchool, only teaching about 12 hours a week. I mean, it's incredible. Just this past week, I had a sold out class with 18 students. I made $236 an hour teaching.
That's great.
Which is just crazy. So if anyone wants to know about OutSchool, just tag me. I have a referral link, which I'd be happy for you to use, and I would share the referral fee that I got. So that's my latest passion. I love teaching, and I know everybody has a teacher inside of them.
And
So-
also, you guys know that for the month of July, we're doing the course creation challenge with Michelle Hamilton. And so for those of you who want to make your online course and teach something, that is also an option for you to join us doing that. We have so many great, just amazing talents in this group, and everybody knows my passion. My passion is for us all to come together and support each other, because when we do that, it's not a 1 + 1 = 2 sort of situation. It's a 1 + 1 = millions, really. So I invite us all to just take advantage of this Facebook group that we have, support each other, invite a friend to join us for any of our upcoming events. And we have about 20 upcoming events for this month. So we're really, really busy, really a lot going on. Thank you so much, Risa, for joining us. Leslie, thanks so much for sharing
Thank you
your
for
outlook
having
as
me.
well.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody who was able to join.
That was
And
great.
I'll see you guys over in the chat. If you have any questions for Risa, just post them in the replay and I'm sure she will hop on and answer you.
Oh yes, I am happy to. And if you wanted to schedule another specifically Canva class for people to design anything, I'm happy to do that.
I think we're
Anytime.
gonna have to have a Canva 201, guys. What do you think? Who's
Yes.
in? All right. Thank you for the offer. I appreciate this. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this so much. Thanks, Angel, for making the connection. See,
Yes.
1 + 1 = millions. It's really a big
Yes.
deal. It's
Yes.
a huge deal.
I'm glad I reached out because I knew Risa was the perfect person.
Thank
I am
you
the
so
hugest
much.
testament to the seeds that Angel plants and the things that you manifest, Angel. I am forever in Angel's debt for
Ah.
so much more than this.
Thank you,
waiting for-
guys.
As you know.
Angel needs to sign up to do her course.
Yes,
Yeah.
we all do.
We'll
Thanks,
do a lunch break
guys.
on that.
Yes.
Have a really great
Okay.
weekend, and I'll see you guys at 1 for when we're giving away our bras. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.